If you're just listening to what they're saying rather than looking at what they're doing, it's going to be really hard for you in the next few weeks. Because what you have to understand is what they usually say is just the opposite of what those kind of whales will execute. Right now, oil is showing you the signal. Back in 2008, 2009, you saw that. 2014, 2015, the oil crisis, you saw that. 2020, the corona crisis, you saw that. Right now, what the hell kind of a crisis is starting? We don't know, but something is evolving. How deep is this going to be? How will gold and crypto market react to this? Do you have any similarities? Can you even look at the recent past and argue that this is going to happen? I think there is something which we have to look at and understand. We were in a greedy territory just yesterday. Right now, you came back to the neutral region. It's not yet in a fear or extreme fear, but the market is dropping. People are starting to feel the pain. Now, let's actually look at it a bit deeper and understand what we can expect before we go back up. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Even yesterday, we talked about the comparison, right? Keeping 3 smart contract assets together, analyzing them, saying, okay, there is something to happen like this. We need to do a bottom. Same, we were looking at meme coins together. We were looking at what? Doge, SHIB, Floki, different meme coins together to see what they were showing us. And all of that, which we saw, is kind of happening in front of us right now. The market is showing you that. Now, our duty here is to understand all of these macro factors, they play out. And it takes a little bit more time than expected. So whether it's gold, which is actually going into that kind of moves, or it is crypto, which is starting to show you signs, you need to make decisions pretty quickly now. You may not have the amount of time which you think you had before, because right now, this is where a lot of decisions will be made. Next 60 days will decide whether you step out of the crypto market with newly found capital and wealth, or you write this back down. What will be the key indicators which you will have to use? This is basics. The monthly is something you should stand on firmly. Now, how will you play in between? You'll have to go to a weekly. You will have to go to a 3-day. It's all good. It's not that bad. You put weekly, and the weekly RSI suggests I still have some more room. Fine. So what's happening now? Let's look at all these times within the same cycle when you went above the moving average. So here we are, above the moving average right now. Fine. We'll zoom in. What can you expect? Okay, we should expect something which we have done before in the recent past. This is where you stepped above the moving average and you dropped to retest that moving average. Good. How deep was that correction? If you put the measure tool, it gives you 12% plus. Good. Okay, now you have a reference point. This is next time. You broke above the moving average. You came back down to retest it. Good. What was the downside back then? You measure it, it's like 8.24%. Good. Now you have another reference point. So you're going to do 8 to 12% at least, or somewhere in that region. Now, how much did we already drop? Yes, 5%. How much should we have to drop to reach the moving average? Close to 10%, 9.51 to be precise. So it's still within the region of average fluctuations. Good. And that kind of comes in well with the timing of MACD crosses. We discussed about all those factors in yesterday's video, giving you guys detailed breakdown. Now, step onto the altcoin market where you're heavy. If you put the same analysis with the MACD cross and its respective corrections, you can see it's a bit bigger, deeper than what Bitcoin did. So in here, you can actually see, okay, you're expecting 15 to 17% drop. That's not small. Some of these coins may bring in fear. Some of them are already doing that. Now, what you have to understand is the assets which perform against you. Now, when you're looking at XRP on a weekly chart, I would argue that is important. You being able to close above $2 for this weekly candle, which is playing out here, is a good sign. Saying, okay, I'm doing this, I'm trying to go back up. How high? We'll have to see. Most likely this resistance. So what's your upside versus what's your downside? You take the weekly chart and you see if you break the moving average to the downside, what happens? Easy thing. You look at this. When you go up above the moving average, get extended, and come back to the moving average, how much in total do you drop? And how much do you drop below the moving average? So the total drop was 78% for the first time. The total drop was 75% for the second time. Fine. So if you do plot that, where do we come? 0.9. Good? Next thing. You measure it from the moving average to the bottom. That's a 50% drop in the first one. And you plot it next. And the next one says, okay, it's 42%. Okay, let's go with the least. 42%. That takes you somewhere around 1.17. Now, if you're conservative, you should be going with that 50%. But in any case, that is another 50% drop from where we are now. That's confusing. It doesn't show you that bullish argument. So short term, if there is a rally, you should understand what to expect. Now zoom in. Zoom in on the RSI here on a 3-day. What do you see? I see a lot of people arguing, oh, put the line chart, you see there's a breakout. I'm like, yeah, in the price action it does. But why do you have to be conservative at that time? Because the RSI failed to break higher. If the RSI does breaks higher, yeah, I agree. The signs, the signals which you see here matters a lot more. You have a breakout. But if you put a line chart, it's not true. You will have to go a bit deeper and argue. So this is your top here. This is where you are. So you're just at that point. Whether you're going to fake out or break out, it's not sure. You don't have a valid answer right now. Right now, you're on the boundary wall. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be either selling at the top or buying at the bottom. It's very easy to say, but too hard, extremely hard to do that, to execute that. Now you come back, pick up some of these assets which went up crazy. When it did go crazy, I told you guys, okay guys, watch. Whether I like it or not, that asset was showing me something. That's what the decision was based on. Now remember, at the top when the price was coming back down, it's already down 25%, but a 12-hour chart was showing me negative divergence. And I'm like, I don't know how deep I can trust this because it's not on a daily, it's not on a 3-day, but it's not on an hourly or a 4-hour. It's in between. So I know, okay, there is either going to be a time-based correction or price-based correction. Both of these can hurt crypto market. So now it's been a time-based correction and a little bit price-based correction as well. So once you see the negative divergence, you need to first ask yourself, on which horizon am I watching that? Is it a 12-hour? Is it a daily? Is it a 3-day? Is it a weekly? Is it a monthly? The higher the time frame, accurate it will be. But it will not happen the very next candle. This is what you need to understand. You need extreme amount of patience and discipline to see that play out. Just like the 3.2, 3.4 top of XRP. Not everyone agreed with us when we called we're going to go back down below 1.7. A lot of people were shouting, no, it's not. But now we know what happened. So you need to look at the chart and trust the chart. Now, put it on a 3-day chart here. Watch what you're watching. I would first argue, usually you get the signs on a 3-day and then on a weekly. Now, what are the signs? Now, forget about everything else, like the divergence, like the other tools. Just think about the trend. It's easy. You're following higher highs, and then a lower low. Something was about to change. Now watch, another lower high. But you didn't put another lower low, but you put another lower high. And then went on further to make another lower low. So now, again, you're putting in another lower high. I mean, I don't like that. I really don't. Unless you start trending back higher highs, higher lows, be careful. Not everyone would convey this information because it doesn't hype things up to get more viewers and to make money from the market right now. But for sure, it will serve you a lot more in the coming months to years when you build the trust, build the legacy. And that's what we're doing here in the Scientific Investor family. A lot of you guys did take the right decision at the top in a lot of different assets. And I see a lot of you guys are taking the right decision by staying in gold during that time, right now coming back into stable coins, watching these assets bottoming, not this one, few others, and starting to buy and dollar cost average into them. Because we know one thing, end of the day, if whales are buying, you want to buy it. If whales are selling, you would like to sell it. Yeah, that's how things work. Now, when you're on the total crypto market, it is biased with Bitcoin and its movements. But you need to understand, Bitcoin still is a big part of this cycle. Bitcoin dominance is still going up. You want to verify that? You jump up here, Bitcoin dominance, and you see it's still close to 65%. That's not small. Now, yes, I agree, on a monthly chart, you're entering overbought territory, but at the resistance. Yeah, that's a long-term resistance. But keep in mind, you're still overbought, not oversold. The amount of strength entering in Bitcoin is substantially higher. Now, it's substantially higher than all these times. What does that mean? Think about that. Make your brains clear and argue yourself. Okay, the strength entering into Bitcoin now is so high than everything else you have seen in the past. And right now, you have way more altcoins than you used to 5 years back, 10 years back. So what exactly is happening? Think about that. New capital flow is into Bitcoin. So they are looking for what? Safety. Yeah, that is something you need to consider. So that amount of buying power coming back into Bitcoin on the dominant side, and then same on a monthly chart. Looking at Bitcoin's strength, it's confusing. This is where you're like, whoa, 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 there's something wrong. I just saw that the Bitcoin dominance is going through the sky, but Bitcoin's strength is not going through the sky. Why? That is where my question is. And that's what I'm trying to illustrate to you guys. Bitcoin strength is not increasing, but the Bitcoin dominance is going high, which means 90% of the crypto, altcoins, it's about to be slaughtered. So what you have to do now is not to find the big things which are going to blow through the sky. Who knows? The best thing to do right now is to avoid the assets, which shows I'm about to die. Negative divergence on a weekly, on a monthly, you guys get out. Bullish divergence on a daily, 3-day, weekly, whoa, that's a good sign. But you don't have a lot of assets showing that right now in the market. And that's why I say you have very limited assets to choose to stay with the average gain, maybe 30%, maybe 300%, but not minus 99%. Because the signal is very clear. Majority of the crypto is about to go away while everyone else feed you the alt season for next 1 year. While everyone else just says the crypto bull market hasn't started. The crypto bear market is about to start. What's the trouble? Not everyone would like to give you the right thought process. Why? It will not serve them well. Understand this whether you like it or not. This market cycle started in here. 2018 December we bottomed. The 1, the 2, the 3 is happening. Now break it down. You literally have the 1, the 2, the 3 for wave 2. You literally have the 1, the 2, the 3 for wave 3. What else do you want? You have the negative divergence on a monthly. I mean, how much more should the market tell you? I mean, if you really don't understand the language of the market, you be here, learn that. If not, you will regret it. And there's no use case. Now, I'm watching a lot of individuals coming to me saying, that guy told me it's about to blow off. I was asking, why didn't you take some profit at least when I was saying I'm 95% out at that price level? It was very risky to say that, but we did that. But right now the time proved that those signals when the market gives you that, don't neglect it. Right now, if there is that push to the upside, you know what to do. And you know what to expect in few of these assets while the majority still plays out the negative divergence and its extension. It's very hard. It's going to be very, very hard because remember, this is a monthly chart for XRP. Last time when you topped out, did you get a negative divergence in this asset on a monthly? You did not. So how are you going to trust that asset on that horizon to give you that signal this time? I don't think it's going to play something different this time. Whereas when you go to Bitcoin on a monthly, yeah, it gave you negative divergence on a monthly each and every cycle. Why go against it? So remember, history matters. I don't think I'm smarter than the history. I think history teaches a lot of lessons. We need to stay with it, abide by those. If you do not understand a chart of particular asset, it's all good. You can be a part of this family. If you are just looking at, say, for example, CRO, download that. You don't need the membership. You can just take that one chart. Yeah. If you're looking for another asset, maybe it's Doge, you can pick that up. Depending on the size of opportunity and risk factor, the cost will vary. For sure, if that's a red flag and you need to exit right now, it's for my members. It's for those who supported me through the hard times. Yeah. For them, it's all free. Yeah. They're not buying these. They pay a monthly membership. That's it. Now you look through all these assets which I've been posting for last 30 days and you'll see the value they receive is way higher than what they pay. Now the decision making is completely on your hand. When I say I think this is the top and you need to take the profits, now I pass the ball on to you. The moment I say I'm closing my positions, oh God, now I'm saying kick it. The ball is with you, but you have to kick it. I've done mine. Yeah. So for those kind of calls, be a part of the family. Use the link in the description below. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, I will request you to do so. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.